and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And if I have a smirk, it's because I'm streaming this and it only took one take to get that right again. In this video, we have Graves with Fleet Footwork channeling his inner lethality burst damage with Eclipse. However, Kamikaze, a Graves GM main on EOS, is in the chat and is explaining that burst damage with Eclipse is better with Dark Harvest and, of course, Electrocute going that lethality build, and then Fleet has more synergy with Shieldbow. However, our challenger Graves jungler here is employing a bit of a hybrid strategy as we go on a level 1 turbo engage, which results in turbo nothing. So we're going for Fleet Footwork because, of course, we've got Jace, we've got a Tryndamere, we've got a Caitlyn. This is some kind of skin slot machine. And the Eclipse build, while way better now than it was just because of Shieldbow's nerfs, doesn't mean Shieldbow is dead and gone, please. Ghostblade into Shieldbow is still a very good itemization path, and obviously Shieldbow works no matter what. So what you're seeing a lot in these gameplay reviews, as I'm staring at this now, is once more an invade, once more a late taking of another player's buff. And we're seeing this a lot because obviously you can full clear and just, chill and sequence and farm and play the map. But so many times a late invade either top side or bottom side if your team's ready to play as a Graves, as a Rengar, as anything like this that can exert such a huge experience control of the enemy jungle, it just works out so well in this meta. Because jungle denial is at an all-time high, really. Also, you've got an RNG mid-lane fidget spinner. That was just really weird on my screen. Mid-lane fidget spinner in Tryndamere. So you kind of want to impact this lane as soon as possible. Now, a lot of the times, if you basically go ahead and steal a red, you can very easily steal the Raptors, cut through mid lane, gank it as he did, and then you can defend your red side as well. We are against an Elise, however, which means she's quite potent early, and obviously has a new skin coming. She is not as good as she has been in previous editions of League of Legends, but nonetheless, if you are basically looking to cheese an Elise and take away her buff Grum kill, as we see her down there, you kind of don't want to flirt with putting yourself in a position to die to, although I doubt an Elise without a Cocoon and level 3 is going to invade your red, so he goes for a bit more of a conservative pathing, red to gank to red, into the blue side. Now we see the ping come through here, see the MIA ping? We're basically guessing, and not really guessing, but we greatly know that Elise is gonna go for something like this. So we almost just missed it. I can rewind it for you. Once you see her across the ward path here, or even if you don't see her, you know she's coming down to the side. She wants to be active early. And the downside of Graves pathing is that it puts him nowhere near level 3, and he's only taking 2 camps in 3 minutes. He's about to finish this. So we see this dive, well executed by the bottom lane, obviously. Elise can then use Repel. Lux is super low, but because Graves did that, he's able to clean up. So either this is supremely lucky, or the dude had some big brain thinking, knowing that Elise was going to be forced into that, and so leveraged his level 3 and 2 red buffs into the gank. I'm not going to pretend to suggest that all of that was pre-planned, but what you can say is that when you do take an invade buff, especially red, and you control your own red buff, that you do want to be in this quadrant when they float down and try to make plays, either through stealing your camps or diving. Now we move up through the river. Tryndamere, hello sir, you are very low. Well, that's all she wrote. This ability for me is one of the most diseased abilities in the game. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. So we're worrying too much about Graves here. We're worrying way too much about invades here and smoke screen, and we're not watching the map. That's I apologize for that. So once you make this play down on the bottom side here and you kill the Elise, the question is asked, where's she gonna go next? She knows you're down here. She knows you have all of this. Unlikely she's gonna go straight to a Raptor camp. We have to assume she's gonna go top side. A little bit of caution is necessary in terms of getting that crab. And obviously watch for top lane pry and bot lane roams. Graves is lucky to get out of that, but keep an eye on that tracking. From there, we fall back into our blue side jungle to make sure we secure those. Elise shows very briefly top lane. It is a Maokai with a blue buff because he was gaming. Oh no, wait. There we go. I apologize when that happens. This is interesting. I like this a lot. In principle. I like this a lot in principle. It's basically where the enemy jungler is either heading to the bottom side. The smoke screen, nothing. It's either where the enemy jungler is heading to the bot side, okay, and you want to counter gank them before resetting to base, Or if you know that they're top side and the enemy bot might have some kind of lead or some kind of kill threat, that you can just put yourself in a side lane bush. I love this in terms of, let me do my blue side, feast into this lane, look for a gank. If the enemy jungle's bottom side, they show up, you counter gank them, beautiful. Otherwise, it's just a standard lane gank. Lane ganking. A forgotten art, no? Definitely a forgotten art. Back to base. Oh, that's so nice of him. He warded that for us. Krugs, we anticipate being level 1 because we have not taken those. Raptors as well, also level 1. So the downside to that strategy is that your experience in this phase of the game, sorry for pausing, will not be, you know, as slingshotted as normal when you've sort of been sequencing a little better. Trinity is level 5. Okay? The plus side to this, as I've always been saying in coaching recently, the 530 wave will give you level 6, okay? Assuming funny things don't happen. Now, funny things can happen, but in this case, as you can see, we're about to ding it. So the gank you want on the Trinity right now, if you're gonna gank it, sorry, the gank you want to do is right now, before he hits level 6. But if it doesn't look feasible for whatever reason, you think at least might be bottom side, we're pinging this, of course, don't go for it. But definitely, I would have liked to see another gank on the Trinity pre-6 if you face this in your elos. In challenge, it's a little bit different. We have to be a bit more cautious because they are also using their brain. But in terms of lower elo games, please just gank the hell out of the Trinity. Tilt them, pre-6, burn their flash. You have fleet footwork as well. You have smoke screen. You can make a lot of things work. Instead, we go up to the Krugs. Hello, Jace. Nice of you to ward. Throw the Q out in advance. Get chain stunned. And, oh, come on, sapling. Come on, sapling. Come on, sapling. That was close. That's close. Yeah, that was close. Liked a bit of damage. Okay. See, that's where Electrocute is so good in general, especially with Lethality on any champion, because that guaranteed damage gives you such a free kill there. At least has basically decided I'm going to take a dragon, although she's not really in the game. You notice this, right? And now Graves, that's fine. I mean, I don't like it when they do it, but it makes sense. At least she protected from the Elise counter jungling, although I don't think she would do that, given there's a Galio. The Graves now, while the sequencing has been a bit messy, has just tried to put himself in positions to be annoying, right? Look for a gank here, look for a gank there, counter gank the Elise when she went for the bottom dive, counter jungle when I know she's bottom lane on the dragon, and because of that, 49 CS to 33, huge lead. Trinity now is going all in, as only Trinity is not. Nice try. 100. I was gonna say it's a game of chicken, but that seemed a bit on the nose. I was looking at the fleet stacks here. Ooh. Thanks, Jace. At least we know where Jace is. good cue, buddy. Nice gate. This happens. So in this case, we're a little lucky, but obviously interesting nonetheless. Good ward by bottom lane, always tracking at least that way. When your team collapses to help you defend versus Jace, you can go back in. However, too many times jungles are very stubborn. You'll go back for this without your top laner rotating, you'll die for it. Don't do that. He only went back in because Maokai rotated and we know where the Jace is. At least once more dive in bot lane, level 5, no sequencing, no control. What happens when that happens? Oh, I have a 2-level lead? He kind of was thinking about it, wasn't he? He was thinking about it. He wants to go do that Herald. First, let's take that, wait for Maokai to push it, yeets into the pit, and now we have assistance. Very good. I mean, that's fine because now we don't have to go back into our jungle afterwards. So our top side is clear. Herald can be secured. Galio. See, this is it. This is why you want 2. And Jace kind of knows this. Jace kind of knows this. We keep it in the back of the pit just so they can't walk in and steal. Galio doesn't really care, so he rotates a little bit. Now we can reset. Standard stuff. The key thing for me as a Graves player that a lot of people don't understand when I say game flow, it's how smooth he can be and how deceptively weird it is when he gets a huge lead. Now, at least we'll look at the Graves and be like, okay, how did this happen? Because you'll just be the Elise doing hyper-aggressive jungling, and all of a sudden, you're down 2 levels, you have no camps up, and he's so smooth how he goes into the jungles with his E. It's obviously the E, but I mean, and how quickly he does it. If you can see information on the map, process it, apply it, and change your game plan accordingly, Graves is one of, and always has been, one of the best junglers for those players. Blue side quadrant. Ult, what is this? Oh, this ult is astronomical, 3 minutes. Pro play strikes. So there's no real reason for us to go for that. We can do our blue side here. They're going to push out because, well, Why wouldn't they when they've been pushing up the whole game? Nautilus is a free gank, ladies and gentlemen. Throw that smoke screen out. Okay. Elise counter gank. Yeah, great. Good job, Elise. Super nice. Flash auto. The ult didn't really do anything. Tried. Close. Wait, actually, let's have a look at that. Ah, it was close. Okay, not quite enough damage. Not quite enough damage. Plants to heal, no dragon to steal. Raptors to yeet, could do, but again, has inherent risk. Eclipse is finished. He's actually rushing Eclipse. That's very interesting. I didn't look at the build path. He's actually rushing the Eclipse instead of the Ghost Blade. In this situation, if you're rushing a Mythic first, the Eclipse does have a significantly better win rate than the Shield Bow. Obviously, because lethality, right? Definitely gives you a lot of early game damage, especially considering they're all Giga Turbo squishy. Good reaction there because the Tryndamere dove. If he uses ultimate, you know you can actually afford to go for this. But I'd even so, yeah. When he moves down like that, and Lux is MIA, and Elise is MIA, and there's a dragon spawning, it's best not to face check the bush, you see? Too many times people kind of chase down the person to see if they can get them. Here now, oh, like this, right? We just verbalized it. Anyway, whatever. We don't have the map control, the vision controller. Support doesn't listen to what we are thinking. Dies, so you can't even go for that dragon. Might as well go top lane, kill the Jace. Flash is used. Come on, Marco, you can do it, buddy. Aw, stole our kill. But that's nice. I think this is something very big that I've been thinking about very deeply. It's very, very simple. Giving up dragons. That's it. The discipline to say the map is not well suited for me to take a dragon. We do not have the numbers. We do not have the vision control. I'm simply giving it up. You oftentimes, if you make that executive decision at the right moment, the amount of stuff you get is all around, that was just weird decision making and a weird process, but I'll take the kill. Yeah, I'll just take it. And now you can run away. Level 9 to level 7. Because what happens is the Elise is spending time doing that dragon. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We have no mana. We get blocked by spotlanes. Oh my goodness. That happens. I love it. I love it. You always think as Graves. Okay, here we go, right? Okay. So we use a red smite. Okay. We're simply patient. We use our E to create some space here. We're charging up that fleet forward. We just keep autoing. See, he's trying to dodge the cocoon. She throws it out with good patience. And all he does is just waited for that auto attack, and his Q is still on cooldown. The Graves is just so funny, man. You go 1v1 the Graves, you think, I got him, and then that last auto attack comes out, and you're chapst. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, okay. Red Smite OP. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, if she spends time doing this dragon, and you say, look, I don't have the vision control, my support just died, and you just immediately leave for another decision to take something else, like this, like all these plates top lane, Ghost of Tower Past, and you know, you win a 1v1, if she goes bot lane again, you take her whole top side. This is where jungle has won right now. Very heavily. Because now the next time a dragon spawns, you're gonna have such a big damn lead, because you've got 3 quadrant control. Top, to a degree, if we took that, as well as your right side and your blue side. She was taken out of the game very, very early. It's a fun game. It's just good comedic value from all the, just good comedic value from everything. Now in these situations, you see your top lane is mid. You see the Jace pushing top lane. The Jace now decides, okay, look, see, that's a good blue trinket right there. It's good to hold that wave. At least tries to capitalize on this because people got low. Who knows what? The Q on the comeback decides to... Well, wait a second, I have to watch that again. Excuse me. Is this just a situation of lazy backs? Is this just lazy backs? It is, right? So she's out of the game, and I guess everyone's cringing in chat because we understand what this means. These are just lazy backs. What? Just go back to the tower, man. Even as junglers. It's still an Elise with Alternator, Blasting One, and Swordsblades. That cocoon even misses and it doesn't really matter. I hate this as a jungler. Anyway, you can't really help them, so you can hold the tower from the Jace. If they see you though, and there's rotations you need to make, decide whether you want to kill the Elise or the Jace, essentially, is the decision. Yeah, if you're that low, please don't clear wards. Just go back here and shift your ass back to base. Graves mains are currently getting super excited at the possibility of catching a top wave like this and just infusing themselves with a level 11. There it is. Love it. Maokai is now going to TP with his enhanced TP Prestige Edition back to the mid lane, which means he's level 10, man. So is Jace. Graves is just so far ahead of everyone. I love it. It's so smooth, man. I wish I could actually stick to this champion. I just cannot. It's so smooth. If you've got good map reads, I love it. You just get so far ahead. 404. Collector. Great item. No. Great item. Super good. Love it. Totally doesn't have a worse win rate than Eclipse. I don't know why they love this item so much. I get it. But if you're gonna embrace the life of lethality, then you might as well do that. So now we're all A-ramming, and so he joined his team, which is obviously the most important thing. He goes super deep. We do have a lot of CC, so we deal with the backline first. Kais is way out of position, dies to the fidget spin. Elise shows up, Lux ults. Nice ult over the wall, curving it, basically. Nice curve ball into the Trinity, well played. But you see how even a Graves doesn't necessarily dive the backline there. He just focuses on the person attacking his team, and then they can turn and focus everyone else. It's really important. And Smokescreen is so good in those situations. Either throw it on the enemy team so that no one else can do anything, or throw it on the person trying to kill your team. Nice E there to avoid spells, as one does. And now we can just hold this wave. There's so much CS on the map that is lost to junglers because they simply do not hold waves, push waves, and deal with waves when your team are feeding. And it doesn't require wave state knowledge in a lot of cases. Just catch the wave, man. Push the wave. Low elo. There is nuance to it, and there are definitely very complicated things we could talk about. But in a lot of situations, just catching the top wave that's a cannon wave, getting 11, doing Krugs and resetting is enough. We're trapping into the Ocean Drake. Sorry, Chemtech Drake zone. There we go. All right. Okay. Our team are trying very hard to win the game. Definitely. Trying very hard. The most notable thing about this is that Graves does not go in and die with his team. Instead, he does this. Watching those stacks. 91. 100. Jason misses again, and now we're moving down instead of up. The whole team is up. We need to try and get out. But is he really gonna... I was thinking, is he gonna try? Watching the cooldowns. Nah. He tried. He tried to gap close that, get the Q coming back very fast with the Red Smite. Wasn't enough. And this is the downside, the other side of the coin to what we just talked about. However, trying to coin flip a second dragon can have huge ramifications. He got a lot and got himself fed out of not going for that second dragon. They at least sniped the first one and he got her blue side. Total control. This is the dragon you kind of want to fight for, and if your team ints it, sometimes you will simply lose it. That is a reality of life. It's a reality of time. It's a reality of space. You cannot help lizards become not lizards. Or monkeys, even. They can ascend to monkeys. Sometimes you just get lizards on your team. In this situation, now we do have bounties activated, so I'll take that absolute juiced ball. Bot wave is not in a really good position to make a catch, so this is a long chase. I don't have strong feelings for that. Either way, I don't really like chasing like that. I get a little bit nose down. I'll just do the grump, you know? But he chose to try and make a pick. Dude got out. They take mid lane. At least his top lane. Kills the tower. Kills the tree. Which is mean. You just throw out the Q, you throw out an auto, and if she doesn't die, the pellets coming back will definitely kill her. Unfortunately, the Nautilus had to use his ultimate for that. He does hit a hook here, though. Kai'Sa goes full on in. Basically, Lisa's in a bad position. Lethality does a lot of damage, my friends. A lot of damage, although definitely in this case you should have Ghostblade. And the reason why you want Ghostblade in this situation as well is because Ghostblade is absolutely huge when you have a huge lead, okay? And you want to get around the map quickly. Like, for example, this dude. Hypothetically, if this was really close and you had Ghostblade to gap close it and you actually stop the base because of it, you get a nice pick, which changes the nature of, well, not really anything in this situation, but you are able to at least rotate to scenarios as well as, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. You can just move around the map even quicker. And when you have elite... What is this game? We're not even talking about this. We're not even talking about the fact that they're trying to do a Baron slowly at 20 minutes without the HP and resources to do it, with a Jace up, with Lux up, with Trinity pushing mid lane, who now goes here and gets absolutely destroyed and eviscerated by the Cigar Man. Keck W. Didn't have his ult either, so I don't know what he was trying to do. Yeah, no. I'm very much of the... At 20 minutes, if our team is behind and people are struggling and people are not having the best of times, that coin flipping this with Jace and a Lux and a Trinity up, no, not a fan. I much prefer setting up the next phase. Push out the waves, try to get a tower. Look, you got a bounty here. You know, you got a bounty here, you got a bounty here. Let's try and decompress the map a little bit, right, for ourselves. Maybe we can snack one, probably not, but we can try. And then from that, you can reset in a timely manner. And now spend your cash monies that you got from all those shutdowns and kills, regroup and try and look for another similar scenario, and from that you're full at resources, you've made the right moves, and now you can Baron. In that situation versus Jason and Lux, lol. Alright, so we're going Wolves, Blue, Grump, which shows us the intent to sequence down, and catch the bottom wave as well. If we do that, we have to understand that the enemy team could look to do a Baron. However, at least for some reason is completely out of position. I don't know why. Do be aware that Jace is TPing now. Galio's rotating as well. He does have his ultimate. He uses it. We do get the Eclipse Shield. That is a dead, at least well played. And now we have the Jace on the wrong side of the fight. Maokai is zoning very, very nicely. Our Graves is able to survive and get out. Perfect. Trinity now has no ult. He gets cleaned up by your team. And now it's just a standard route of cleanup. Well, that evolved very quickly. Hey, yo, why are you doing that? Full HP now. Okay, let's look at that again. Usually we don't do this in these videos, but I think here it's very important. So Galio's top lane, Maokai is rotating, yeah? At least he's out of position. When you make a pick, your initial inclination is cool. But you have to understand the enemy team's gonna rotate, yeah? So we go for this, we hit the smoke screen, obviously. She repels into the air. Trinity now turns. Instead of focusing the Trinity, we want to make sure we can obliterate this, at least. This dude's ultimate will be in range very, very shortly. Jace is currently TPing. Here comes Maokai. So we know Jace is detached from the rest of the team. And here we know that Lux is obviously on the other side. And if Caitlyn had died to go back to base and we didn't know, we don't exactly know where she is 100%. So we just have to play what's in front of us. But the fact that they're fighting this without Caitlyn is hilarious to me. So we get the Galio ult. We obviously get our Eclipse Shield. We do have Edge of Night as well. And now, because he's zoning the Jace, we can then turn onto the Tryndamere. Lux is obviously going over the wall there. Her ult now is on off cooldown for 6 seconds. We get the Locket of Iron Solari. There you go. Sorry, the language it failed me there for a second. The Locket of Iron Solari to save us from Tryndamere, the flash to reposition, and then we chase down and clean up. That's very well played by the red team, horrifically played by the blue team, and Graves is showing himself to be the tanky fighter marksman that he is, and now we're full HP because of the grub. Caitlyn, where are you going? Caitlyn? Wait. It's Lethality Graves, man. Where are you going? And now you can do Baron. You can do both, actually. Just I don't know. Okay. Fine. We're not taking anything. We're not taking anything. Okay. You gotta look in that situation, the fact that you killed 3, you've got death timers, there's a dragon spawning, there's a Baron available, you need to get something. Unfortunately for the blue team, I have no idea what they're doing. Good smite. Lux ults are horrific to smite with. I hate trying to get dragons and barons with a Lux ult. Either way, Graves is now absolutely melting everyone. Let's have a look here. Damage dealt 776, not actually as much as you'd think at this point, but it's just every auto is just absolutely nutty. And the Q damage and the R damage, just damage in general. The fleet footwork is actually coming big though, in terms of healing and mobility. It saved him a few times, like in the Tryndamere fight. You know, those micro heals you get in those scenarios really do impact those small moments. But you know, that's results based. But if that was his logic, as we said in the chat before the game, to take fleet footwork against their comp to forego the necessary burst. That's the way he likes to play. So there are optimizations you can do, but the most important thing about playing a champion, especially a good meta champion that carries, is that you are comfortable with the rune set and itemizations and you know how to play around it. That's the most important thing. 100% the most important thing. Like, you can go with the right rune, you can go a different rune set. Why? You can go a different rune set. Why? Ay. We tried, but they rotated, so we pull out. That's fine. Doesn't feel like we just got a Baron and a Dragon, does it? This has way less value in this game. Way less value. But you don't want to give them the soul. You do not want to give them this soul. That's the most important thing here. You know? Like in that situation where you killed the whole team, you definitely want the Dragon. In some capacity. Okay, the Baron is basically just being used to hold the map in a healthy and good way. So that we can maybe get something back. We no longer have bounties, obviously, because we used the previous edition to close that gold gap. And now we chill. What's our gold amounts here? 1,400, 600. Okay. You want to watch your gold resets here. So we're using the Chemtech map to reposition. We see Jason in the bottom side here, so they could be floating down if they want to catch us. This is always very good. If you push mid, move into their jungle, ward, clear, set a pick. This guy's splitting down with Baron. You can join him as well and maybe get another tower. So that's just absolutely standard stuff. Scan it. Galio's resetting. Unleash TP soon. Maokai's resetting. Does have unleash TP, but please don't overstay there and take a fight. Good. We just fall back now. Anyway. This is the best junglers footage. This is the best junglers footage. Okay, here we go. If you guys watch the best junglers video, this is it. Here we can watch it in real time from the game. I actually forgot that I got it from this game. That's hilarious. So Kai'Sa gets caught out, at least gets a kill. Galio joins the fray. Doesn't really matter. Trinity flashes over the wall. Oh, just one. Oh, just died. Absolutely death. Just one key order, even if... I'm not even going to begin to keep talking. Just watch. Here we go. This is the turn. We have the triple kill. They're going to go back in. Exhaust doesn't really matter. Still dies through it. Use our stopwatch. Great way to build a stopwatch, by the way. The variance... Pentakill. The variance... the high variance play in these situations is that you get caught out, someone gets caught out, and you die. They get shutdowns, they get the push, and they can end the game. In this scenario, the GA is absolutely huge because they cannot kill you twice. They might be able to kill you once, but they cannot kill you twice. I'm trying to talk about Qs and orders while talking about jungling, and it doesn't always work unless you go super slowly, so we'll just focus on the jungling. Man, but it's a lot of damage. Edge of Night is complete. We will fall back to the Chemtech Dragon to get 2 of those babies. We are now level 16, 3 levels up. We have 209 CS, 18 and 1. And basically from here, we should be able to sequence our blue side, reset back to base, get our GA, which means we get the same proc again, which is why stopwatch purchase is better than the BF sword if you are super far ahead. If you're super far ahead and you don't need more damage to kill people, as you can see, that flash onto the Trinity just cups them like this, you don't need the BF sword. So the stopwatch came in way more than the sword would have. At this point, we're just posturing for the dragon. Sorry, the dragon. What's it called? The big lizard, purple lizard, the Baron. A smokescreen E is a flash every day. Right. Seems like this one is actually kind of reserved at this point because the game is a lot more equal than you would think. I mean, if Graves wasn't in this game, it would be much more difficult. The Trinity has not had a good game. And that's the Graves applying pressure to that lane, which is why I said you must apply a lot of pressure to the Graves. Lux, you were just there and just... Alright, that's Baron. That should be GG. We can steamroll this, right? Jason's... Okay, so they've just full on tilted, that's it. And... Okay, so the final lesson from this video, the final lesson as we sort of clean up, we take this, we don't really need to, we can just move on. The final example and a final lesson in this video is exactly what just happened that allowed Red Team to win. And the key word that you all hate it when I use, patience. They just didn't commit to making a play. They just moved on up, they pushed the waves, they used the vision control, they caught out Lux, burned her flash, and they just relaxed and waited. They knew the enemy team would not win a straight up fight with a Nautilus and a Maokai versus this fed of a Graves as well as a Galio. Right, you got 2 marksmen, and one that's just super, super fed. So all you do is you just relax and say, you guys, if you want to win, you have to make a decision, because we're happy to wait here for you to make that mistake. And when Lux makes a mistake, boom, free kill, free Baron, same thing for Jace. So in these games when you're behind and you're reaching the mid game and you know you have control, just don't overforce something. Wait for them to make a mistake and you can punish it. Seems to be the lesson of the day. Anyway, again, a little messy as I'm doing it on stream and I get nervous when I do it, but hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. Follow us on Twitch if you wish to see these live. Best Junglers is on the main channel, as I already mentioned. Yeah, Graves, Eclipse. Just, I'm not a fan of Collector, but yeah, Eclipse and Shieldbow still work. There you have it. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next video.